Whatever you're thinking, think bigger. The way to get started is to quit talking and start doing. Ideas are easy. Implementation is hard. It's hard to beat a person who never gives up. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. Done is better than perfect. Always deliver more than expected. Failure is simply an opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Always wake up with a smile knowing that today you are going to have fun accomplishing what others are too afraid to do. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Forget about your competitors. Just focus on your customers. When you find an idea that you just can't stop thinking about, that's probably a good one to pursue. Stay hungry. Stay foolish. What would you do if you weren't afraid? When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Don't worry about failure. You only have to be right once. High expectations are the key to everything. A lot of times, people don't know what they want until you show it to them. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. I could either watch it happen or be a part of it. You should set goals beyond your reach so you always have something to live for. Customers don't care about your solution. They care about their problems. Life is a game. Money is how we keep score. The only thing worse than starting something and failing is not starting something. Waiting for perfect is never as smart as making progress. What do you need to start a business? 3 simple things. Know your product better than anyone. Know your customer and have a burning desire to succeed. Any time is a good time to start a company. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. You don't learn to walk by following rules. You learn by doing and falling over. Coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. When I'm old and dying, I plan to look back on my life and say, wow, that was an adventure. Not, wow, I sure felt safe. When you innovate, you've got to be prepared for people telling you that you are nuts. I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that. But I knew the one thing I might regret is not trying. Chase the vision, not the money. The money will end up following you. Don't try to be original, just try to be good. I never took a day off in my 20s. Not one. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Timing, perseverance, and 10 years of trying will eventually make you look like an overnight success. Don't be afraid to assert yourself. Have confidence in your abilities, and don't let the bastards get you down. Not having a clear goal leads to death by 1,000 compromises. If your only goal is to become rich, you will never achieve it. 80% of your sales come from 20% of your clients. If you are going through hell, keep going. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goals. You just have to pay attention to what people need and what has not been done. So often people are working hard at the wrong thing. Working on the right thing is probably more important than working hard. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Nothing works better than just improving your product. Remember to celebrate milestones as you prepare for the road ahead. I don't focus on what I'm up against. I focus on my goals, and I try to ignore the rest. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. You jump off a cliff, and you assemble an airplane on the way down. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. You can be comfortable in your career or extraordinary. Which one are you going to be? Move fast and break things. Unless you are breaking stuff, you are not moving fast enough. The very first company I started failed with a great bang. The second one failed a little bit less, but still failed. The third one, proper failed, but it was kind of okay. I recovered quickly. Number for almost didn't fail. It still didn't really feel great, but it did okay. Number 5 was papal. Our industry does not respect tradition. It only respects innovation. If you are not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late. Life is not always a matter of holding good cards, but sometimes playing a poor hand well. Micromanage the process, not the people. The world is not changed by people who sort of care. Make something people want includes making a company that people want to work for. Make every detail perfect and limit the number of details to perfect. There is only one boss, the customer, and he can fire everybody in the company, from the chairman on down, simply by spending his money somewhere else. It's not that we need new ideas, but we need to stop having old ideas. The last 10% it takes to launch something takes as much energy as the first 90%. Don't start a company unless it's an obsession and something you love. If you have an exit strategy, it's not an obsession. I'm convinced that about half of what separates the successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. Running a startup is like being punched in the face repeatedly, but working for a large company is like being waterboarded. We are really competing against ourselves. We have no control over how other people perform. Eliminate all the unimportant opportunities. No business plan survives first contact with customers. Every worthwhile accomplishment, big or little, has its stages of drudgery and triumph, a beginning, a struggle, and a victory. Embrace what you don't know, especially in the beginning, because what you don't know can become your greatest asset. It ensures that you will absolutely be doing things different from everybody else. We often miss opportunity because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work. Ideas are commodity. Execution of them is not. If your sole focus is money, you may create a successful startup. But if it's impact, you can probably create history. Real artists ship. 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. Sweat equity is the most valuable equity there is. Starting your own business is like riding a roller coaster. There are highs and lows, and every turn you take is another twist. The lows are really low, but the highs can be really high. You have to be strong, keep your stomach tight, and ride along with the roller coaster that you started. Unless you are a fortune teller, long-term business planning is a fantasy. Work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. The cost of hiring someone bad is so much greater than missing out on someone good. I skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it has been. I think the single most reassuring thing about doing a startup is knowing in advance how difficult it is going to be. The most important thing is not to let fundraising get you down. Startups live or die on morale. If you let the difficulty of raising money destroy your morale, it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Entrepreneurs are willing to work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week. Having a great startup pitch has more to do with setting up and running a great company than optimizing some type of sales process to investors. Great investors can see through most tactics that you will use in the pitch process. So the best fundraising strategy is to build a great company. If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. A year from now, you may wish you had started today. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something. But I can't accept not trying. Believe in your dreams and dream big. And then, after you've done that, dream bigger. Success usually comes to those who are too busy to be looking for it. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. Opportunities are usually disguised as hard work, so most people don't recognize them. Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Every day I get up and look through the Forbes list of the richest people in America. If I'm not there, I go to work. It's not the big that eat the small, it's the fast that eat the slow. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life.